Yo, have y'all ever broken up with someone or told someone that you no longer wanted to see them, either through text or via a phone call, or hell, maybe you told them in person, but I don't know, an hour, 2 hours later, or maybe even 5 minutes after the fact, they send you this really long text message, and the text message is so unbelievably long that Apple was like, nah, fuck that. And they make you actually click the text message for it to open and expand. Y'all might not know what I'm talking about because y'all probably never received a text message that long. Yo, get someone to just like send you a text message on an iPhone. I don't know how it works on Android, but on an iPhone, you send something ungodly long, yo, Apple is going to just like shrink it and then you have to click on that bitch to get it to open. That's how it's insane. For this particular video, I figured I would just make this really huge and make my face really small in the corner since we are dealing with text. And while I am going to be reading this shit off for you, I also want you to be able to see this shit and be able to read it for yourself in case you don't want to hear my voice. Okay, so he starts off. Hey, I'm realizing we're not aligned in ways that matter to me. I'd rather be honest now than keep moving forward when I don't see it working out long term. That seems pretty reasonable. She responds with, oh, well, okay. I hope you find what you're looking for, I guess. Me thinking I found my person and you don't even feel the same. LOL. He responds with, literally a minute later, same to you. Most fellas, when they do a breakup, they keep it short, sweet, simple, and to the point. And I want to say that like 95% of us will not entertain you after the fact. That's just for what? That's we're redigging a grave that we just climbed out of. Fuck that. She responds with, "Now I'm sad. Block me. All because I want to tell you conspiracies and I want kids." Yeah, I doubt that's the reason that he realized that y'all are not aligned. Some people more than others. Some people don't really care for the conversation, but for most, that's not a deal breaker. Oh, you like conspiracies? Cool, babe. You have fun. You want me to go get you some aluminum foil so you can make your hat? That's cool. Right? I doubt that's the case. And you want kids? I doubt that was the deal breaker either. Sweet baby Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. That I've gotten stuff like this before. When I was younger, this shit used to get under my skin. I used to feel like I needed to respond to this shit when I was younger, whenever I dealt with this. I used to feel the need to justify myself, especially if they started throwing out insults or accusations and stuff like that. I was like, man, I'm not just going to let you sit here and say all these things, right? But as I got older, this very same thing that used to get under my skin and make me mad, you know what it does now? Now this shit just makes me laugh. I'm just like, yo, you want to descend into madness on my account? Yo, fucking go for it. I already wasn't going to tell my boys about this whole situation of us breaking up. I was just, fuck it, they'll figure it out. I'm definitely telling them now, and I'm definitely showing them this. Go ahead, girl. Entertain me for the next however long you decide to be crazy. She goes, it's also been 5 days and people change. Life changes. Circumstances change. I actually felt something with you, which isn't something that happens often. But you know what? But you know what you want from a person, I guess. Now we can actually fight. That's what I get for liking a lib. Y'all will say anything. I'm upset because what the fuck? Fix your feelings. I don't care. Men and their illusion of options. I told you at dinner I like to talk out my ass when it comes to conspiracies. I thought I fell in love with you when I came over and the entire time you didn't even want me there. That's delusion and that's okay. What the fuck? Thank you for your time, LOL. I am again done dating for a few months. Oh, you should have never been dating to begin with if yo, how long were y'all dating? And you know, like the insane part about this is she sent all this in a time span of 10 minutes. See where it says she wants kids? 9:34. And this is in the morning. Who's descending into madness at 9 a.m.? 9:34 a.m. And then the last text we see down here where she says, I'm done dating for a few months, 9:45. She sent all this shit in 10 minutes. Look at the amount of thoughts, emotions that she went through in 10 minutes. And in this 10 minutes, you know what that guy's probably thinking? Damn, can't remember what I had for breakfast. Did I eat? Yeah, I had that bagel. I had dude friends that used to do this shit right here. And I'm like, and I would ask them honestly, I'm like, dog, do you really think that's gonna work? You really think she's gonna read all this nonsense and change her mind and be like, you know what? You make some excellent points. No, no, no. Are weak pictures. I can only assume that that means that you took photos after only dating for 1 week. That just seems like something young women do. Maybe even young men. Happy 1 week anniversary. Happy 1 month. Oh, I remember that shit from high school. It says, are weak pictures. And now I have to take down and restart my hair. Because why am I literally doing it pink like you wanted? And I have to kill you on Sims. A girl that actually likes you is too much, LOL. No, I'm starting to realize that you're too much. And I doubt that he told you to change your hair color to pink. I think the conversation was, babe, do you think I would look good with pink hair? And he said, I mean, if you want pink hair, babe, go ahead and get pink hair if you want to. Sure, I'll like you no matter what. And so you went and got pink hair. That's it. Trying to put it on him, making it seem like it's his fault that you have pink hair. I seriously doubt he twisted your arm to do that. And now you have to kill him on Sims? I don't know what's scarier. The fact that you think that'll do something or the fact that you still play Sims. I'm kidding to anyone who likes. Then she puts a whole bunch of, I don't know what the fuck that emoji is. But she puts so many of them, and this isn't a happy or funny or celebratory situation, so that is just crazy. And then she follows those faces with, anyways, I'll see you Saturday. I expect an apology for being retarded. First day you didn't see me in a row, and I got my man taken. Okay, it's starting to make sense now. So he dumped you for another girl. Probably another girl that's less crazy than you. Because if this is how you take rejection, and if this is how you respond to rejection, and if this is what you resort to when you're feeling hurt, I can only imagine what you're actually like in a relationship. Telling me to keep you just for you to leave. More crazy faces. I'm sorry for blowing you up, but I'm just a deeply loyal person. Okay, well then go be loyal to someone else that wants your loyalty. This is a problem for people like y'all. Is y'all want to force a motherfucker to like you instead of just letting them like you on their own. And then when they don't, you still want to force their hand. I'm telling you, what does this do? This doesn't help your case. And your weird and in your weird ass brain, you think that you're making headway here. You're just scaring this man away and all his friends. If you thought that you were gonna homie hop, girl, guess again. I don't see what we don't agree on, and even then, why do we have to agree on everything? We're human with our own lifestyles and experiences. I'm so sad. While I'm sensitive and bleeding isn't nice. Ugh. Why would you stop? Stop it. Could have waited 2 days when I'm back to being myself. I wonder why he didn't want to be with you. That kind of gives it away right there. That's kind of like the fucking final nail in the coffin. The fact that you said that none of this shit was going to work up to this point, but that right there basically just solidified, crystallized the fact that this is not going to fucking work ever. I am crazy when I'm on my period. You couldn't have waited 2 days to break up with me so I could be normal again? Yo, that kind of behavior, man. Fellas, you see some shit like that, you gotta get the fuck out. Well, I don't know what it's like to menstruate. It's still not a good excuse to be crazy towards people or be a bitch towards people. I see women do this all the time. They have their periods and they don't act out. And then you send a link. I can't even imagine what that says. But oh, okay, you know what? Let's actually, what did you put here? I have multiple theories, but my favorite is Mossad and the CIA needed a reason to infiltrate the Middle East. Mossad just to criminalize Muslims to make themselves look better, and for whatever the fuck that word is to start colonizing their countries. The US just to remain in control, but too many people benefited from it, right? Conspiracies and fucking, like, I get it. I get it. You get wrapped up in all this stuff, you go down the rabbit hole, but here's the problem. Your boyfriend's a fucking liberal. How did you think this would go? Huh? How did you think that would go? Like, if I go on a date with a liberal chick with my conservative ass and I'm kind of a dick, how do you think that's gonna go, girl? That's not gonna go good for me. She's gonna be like, you know what? We don't really see the same. Well, yeah, no shit. We're so insanely different. And when you're so insanely different that way, there's some things that people are not willing to look past. That's something she said earlier. Why do we have to agree on everything? You don't have to agree on everything, but you do have to agree on core things. And if you can't agree on those core things, all that other shit don't matter. I don't know. While I do agree that it's good if y'all are different in a regard, because if everyone was the same, life would be boring, right? But you don't want to be so different from your partner that it begs the question, what the fuck are y'all even partners for to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, and then she put another link to another Instagram thing, or maybe that's a TikTok thing. I don't know. It's a screenshot. Al-Qaeda, US funded Al-Qaeda just to demonize them and call them extremists. But mind you, their leader... Alright guys, I'm not going to bore you with the ramblings of that, right? You get it. She said, if you want the real, this is why I hate liberal men, because why are you more sensitive than me? Why are you going after a type of man that you hate? That just doesn't make any sense. Why would I go after a liberal woman and then get pissed the fuck off when our views don't align or when we don't get along? Again, views don't have to align all the time. You can be mature and have differences. That's whatever. Like, if the differences are small. I was once with a girl where she fucking hated video games. She didn't say I couldn't play them, but she hated them. She didn't play them. She thought they were stupid. She thought this was a waste of time. She's like, babe, if you want to do that, that's fine. Go ahead. But I think that's fucking retarded. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm not expecting you to play. This is my hobby. I do this with the boys, right? Cool. But if this same woman were to tell me some weird dumb shit like, what is a woman? You gotta go. Why are you going after something you know you already don't like if you know you're not gonna fucking like it? It almost seems like you have like this mindset of like, I can fix him. He's a liberal. He's soft, kind of but I can fix him. No, the same way y'all can't fix the stallion type alpha dudes that are just like bad boys and rebellious. The same way y'all can't fix them, the same way you can't fix these fucking liberal dudes out of a mindset they already have. And have you ever talked to a liberal? You can't change their minds about shit. A lot of them aren't even open to conversation, so what did you expect? A lot of them aren't open to debate. Only what's said in their own echo chamber. So like, what really, truly, what did you... Girl. More crazy faces. I'll give you 1 day of space. I'll see you tomorrow. This is not how you do it. You're cute, smart, laugh at all my jokes, easy to talk to. I like your hands and your arms and your nerdiness. I don't know, for some reason, that right there, you're cute, smart, laugh at all my jokes, easy to talk to. I don't know why. For some reason, that just strikes me as some shit a man would say. You know, because it's always been one of those stereotypes that ladies, you laugh at a man's jokes even if they're not funny. Right? Right. Could y'all agree to that? That just sounds like something a dude would say. You laugh at all my jokes, makes me feel good. I might not be the funniest in the world, but you know, you flatter me. Okay, I have shit to do, but still, count your days. Literally 1, but yeah. Okay, bye. Have a good day. And then you inundate this man with nothing but... Dude, I like conspiracy theories, but you're at the point now where it's just like... Now you're on the topic of the Jews? You're too much. I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that he broke it off with you because your whole personality is conspiracy theories. And you said, I could yap all day about conspiracy theories, and I told you that. Yeah, I mean, but he didn't think it was to this degree. Like, whenever someone says, oh, I could talk about this topic all day, I love it. You know, they actually can't, though. They actually could not talk about it all day. It's just a figure of speech. It's what people say when they really like something. Like, there's nothing else to you, I don't think. That like it stops here. There's no more depth to you. That's it. Just conspiracy theories and your name is so and so. And here, that's for you. You know, I'm gonna tell you this right now, girl, lady, woman. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Women nor men like this. If you're going to try to prove your point to someone, especially a romantic partner, you do it with your words. You do it with your personality. You do it with your brain. You don't just default to the same bullshit that every other dumbass on Facebook defaults to. Instead of explaining themselves, they just send you a link to a fucking website. Show some more effort than just sending a fucking, you know what, sweetie, I'll explain it to you. Let me talk you through this. Let me educate you about this, and vice versa. You don't just you're that well, just Google it type person. Yeah. And now you're sending him memes, which I don't mind. I actually that's fantastic. Meming? I love meming. You want to send me memes? That's fine. But not after I've done broken up with you, girl. Come on. What is this? And again, this just really begs the question yet again. Why are you not going for conservative / Republican dudes? That is the main question. That is the only question that needs answering. If you can answer that question, then we can diagnose your problem. Because there's no reason that you should be putting in this much effort and losing your mind this much over a type of man that you don't even like. The liberal man. This makes no sense. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. It never stops. Yo, brother, why haven't you blocked this girl already? Usually if you block some, but then again, you're probably doing the same thing that I'd probably be doing. You're probably reading all this shit, taking screenshots, and sending it to your boys. For a lot of us dudes, that shit is beneath us. Screenshotting stuff and sending it to our boys, right? But this shit right here, this is not beneath us. And I'm actually so fucking hilarious. And I wanted to cook for you and love you forever, blocking your blessings and give you immaculate head. You know, I will say this. One thing I found out is that girls that brag about that, there's been lots of times, man, where y'all are just trash. Dog water. You talk all this shit talking about, yep, I could suck a watermelon through a fucking garden hose. All right, cool, bet, show me. Garbage. Garbage. If your blowjob was a fucking song, it would go triple cardboard. There's no way, girl. And I'm a trust fund kid with VA benefits because both my parents are retired and on 100% disability. LOL. Okay, I'm done now. Your loss. That's gross. Oh, and by the way, if you don't like me or never see yourself falling in love with me, I do have money, so you can be with me for my money. That just sounds like some kind of shit a man would say. Only a man would flex his money to try to gain the attention of a female. Only a man would flex his financial status to gain favor with the opposite sex. That shit just seems so odd coming from a female. She then goes on to say, have fun with bitches that don't like you. Now you're just being mean. And that aren't funny or pretty or won't want to do anything for you. So basically trying to hit this motherfucker with FOMO. Guys, if y'all can hear my niece screaming, I'm sorry. She's amped. So now you're trying to fearmonger this fucking dude, talking about, you're never gonna find a girl like me. If you don't get it with me, you're never gonna find another one, and blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you something, fellas. Do not let ladies get in your head like this, because once upon a time, I used to feel that way. I used to give ladies attention that I shouldn't have given attention, all in a fear of not being able to find anyone else after her, or not being able to get any attention after her, or maybe she was the only one I could get, or maybe she was the best I could get, or maybe she was the best I could do at the time, or maybe that was the only chance or opportunity I was gonna get for who fucking knows? Who knows how long it would be, right? So you take those chances and you make those bad decisions. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's always a better one. There's always a less crazy one. There's always one that won't piss you off. There's always something. I was OTP with my best friend, literally telling her how much I liked you. The fuck is OTP? Oh, on the phone. More crazy faces, because what the fuck? But I know we're never gonna see each other again, so it's all good, friend. I hope your date goes well. Actually, I hope she's ugly. Oh, dude, shit like this just makes me laugh, man, because, again, I've experienced this, and It was just so funny because he hasn't even responded. I know that the last time I dealt with this, I would respond, but it would be short. 99% of the time, bro, I always have the case of the fuck around. So in this case, when I did deal with this, I trolled. One instance, I got a full page of just like broken up nonsense, just like this. And the only thing I wrote back was, why couldn't you just put this all in one text? Dog. She lost her marbles, man. Oh my god. I said that shit and off she went. Bro, those three little dots, that bubble, it was there for like an hour. Continuation from the last one. I hope your date goes well. Actually, I hope she's ugly and loves the white savior complex. More crazy faces. I caught feelings way too fast. My fault. I'm glad you feel safe. That's good. Whatever that means. You could have warned me. Literally, if you haven't blocked me, I don't know. I'm gonna keep going until I feel better. Okay, so just using this guy as an emotional punching bag. Nothing says emotionally stable like this. I don't need a response or anything. I feel really defeated. But it could really just be me on my period. Here we go again. Here we go again. You referencing that fucking thing that you shouldn't be using as an excuse. I was so ready to lock in. Actually, I did. See, this is why you always have multiple men. But I didn't want multiple. I wanted one. I want to be a stay-at-home mom in the woods with a garden and my bakery. Oh my god, dude, it's never ending, is it? It's never ending. You want to live in the city with no kids and be 50-50 with whomever, so I get that, but the last bitch you were with, you tricked for, and I didn't even want that. Didn't even give you anything. Or maybe you lied. I wanted partnership. And you want, I don't know actually. It's okay. I'm too pretty to be doing this. Are you sure about that? Especially when we have everything in common. Do you have any friends that like that like Mario and being in love? Do you? I think she meant to say, do you have any friends that are like married and are in love? I don't know. And like obsessive conspiracy theorists. I do need a response, actually. You haven't blocked me. Why are you letting me still text you? Because he's showing his friends. You see how y'all's brain works? Man, like, I'm telling you, if this is how your brain works in a text thread, I can only imagine how your brain works in person. This guy didn't dodge a bullet. This guy dodged a whole fucking rocket. Close the door and move forward with someone mediocre. That's more your speed. She's very textbook, man, and usually stuff like this is they go through the 5 stages of grief. And what makes these particular types of people extra crazy in this regard is that they speed run the 5 stages of grief. And hell, there's no time limit on grief, but these motherfuckers be going through that entire 6-month to 1-year process in like 45 minutes. You really want to be in the same room as someone with that headspace? Fuck no. She then continues on by saying, I'm just gonna say you have a shrimp dick and move on. I feel better now. Yeah, y'all all feel better after saying that, even if it's not true. It's just a coping mechanism. And ladies, really, I'm telling you, you really want to be careful when you say some shit like that. I promise you, ladies, guys can be meaner than you. Us men can be way meaner than you. We just don't. We show so much restraint when it comes to y'all's feelings and emotions. Even if we don't like some of you, we will still preserve the way you feel to a degree. Even if we find ourselves doing it subconsciously, we will preserve the way you don't give us a reason to take the gloves off. Because if we take the gloves off, girl, you already know what's coming after you say some shit like that. Yo, pussy stinks. Y'all actually handle that worse than when a man is told he has a little dick. Because you know what a man says whenever you say some shit like that? You still put it in your mouth. You still put it inside you. You actually let me put it inside you 50 fucking times. It wasn't small all those times, right? Yeah, fuck you. Not to mention, I got mines. So stop saying things like this if you're not prepared for what the other side is going to say back to you. Ladies, I'm telling you, for your own sanity, for your own feelings, for your own, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And the smell is not even the worst thing we can say, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Right? Just like, damn, girl. All right, now let's fast forward to the next day. Now that she's done losing her mind, she says, "Hey, I just want to apologize. I'm not used to meeting good men, so I thought it was too good to be true, so I tried to scare you off." Because that makes fucking sense, right? "I realized I messed up, and if it's okay with you, I want another chance. Even if we're just cool for now, if not, it's okay too. You're an amazing man, honestly." Ain't no way. Do not fall for this, fellas. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And the reason I say that is because I know that some of you will. I know that some of you will. For the fear of not being able to find someone else. Well, she's the only one that's paying me attention at the moment, and I kind of want attention, and I kind of want to get laid, so fuck it. Let's jump back in. No! Like, I can't believe y'all don't remember. Dude, I still remember. Remember all those years ago? That Cat Williams special that he did? I want to say it was almost like 15 years ago at this point. Where he's like, the next time you go to a club or you go to a bar, you see a lady with a fat ass and you start talking to her and you start buying her drinks and you think things are going good, go to the bathroom and jerk off, right? And when you do that, come back outside and see if you still feel the same way about this woman. You're going to be like, bitch, you owe me $13, right? I'm telling you, fellas, I'm telling you. This right here, in the absence of this, will get you to do some stupid, retarded, ridiculous shit. And ladies, you're no different. Y'all think with the clam sometimes just as much as we think with the dong. So exercise caution and restraint and do not jump back into bed with craziness like this. And feel free to share this with someone that's in this very same situation with a person like this, or maybe someone that is susceptible to being with people like this, because there are some dudes and some chicks that this is a turn on for them in some weird, twisted fucking way. They're just like, yeah, I like my chicks crazy. I like being under their thumb. You know? I like being on a short leash. Ugh. Okay, well, you have fun with that. But not everyone's like that. And girl, you need to focus your search because you're searching in the wrong place. Holy shit.